Cashflow is the holy grail of investing. And that's the number 4 lesson I learned from my mentor, Grant Cardone. And it's in my book here. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you, especially now in this high inflationary market, to get a cash flowing property, an apartment, is really very hard. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 2 things, 2 tips where you can have cash flow when you invest in apartments. So, first tip is, today, if we borrow money from the bank, if I borrow money from the bank, it could be as low as 9% or even higher. So what that means is, if I buy the property cash, 100% cash, I will be earning 9% of my money. Because why? I paid it all outright. Now, if I want to use leverage, if I want to use other people's money, where now I bring in the bank, then I have to consider either one, instead of using 80-20% loan to value, I will be using either 70-30 or 60-40 loan to value. So what that means, before the March, of 2022, we can easily buy properties at 80-20%. Now, 60-40 or 70-30. Now, 60-40, 60% is coming from the bank and 40% is coming from my own money, my own equity. Now, if I say 70-30 loan to value, 70% of it comes from the bank and 30% of it comes from my own sweat equity. So, what does that mean? That means that you have to put more in down payment just to be able to buy this property. And why is that? Because of the high interest rate that we have to borrow the money from the bank. When it was in March, to give you contrast, it was around 3.2%, less than 4%. Now, it's 2 to 3 times higher in just a few months. And why is that? The federal rate is trying to clamp down on the inflation. Why? Because right now, the cost of goods, the cost of eggs, the cost of electricity, the cost of gasoline, the cost of everything is so skyrocket. And that's probably from, number 1, because our government was printing a lot of money to help a lot of people during COVID. Or 2, because we were so low of interest rates now, in the past few years. Now it is time for the correction. So now we see the high interest rates going back up. So I shared with you number 1, which is 1 is to buy it cash, or 2, which is to buy with a higher loan to value, a higher equity. So that means instead of buying 80-20 loan to value, where your 20% is from your equity, now you will be using 30, 40, or 50%. I kid you not, 50% sweat equity, your own capital, to buy these properties. And why? Cash flow is the holy grail to investing. And why is cash flow important when you have apartments? Because you want to make sure that you're able to keep the property. You're able to keep it not just today, but you want to keep it tomorrow, the next few years, the next 10 years, the next 20 years. You want to keep that for a long period of time. Because studies have shown and histories have shown, you need time. You need that time to get to an appreciating asset. The property values in 1800, 1900 were so low. I've looked at histories, purchase histories of properties. They were as low as 30,000. And 100 years after, right now, they're now 150 and 200,000. Can you imagine 30,000 from before in the 1900s to where it is 200,000 or even higher now, especially if in the right location? So what does that tell you? You need, my friends, and I need to weather the time. Because why? All assets, the land, the building, the land especially, it's locked in. You cannot produce more land, right? We cannot produce more land no matter what. It's numbered, it's finite. So they go up in value. It's gonna be appreciating, especially if the property is producing cash flow and if the property is well taken care of, well maintained. So, my name is Ria. I'm the author of Apartment Prescription. It's how I found, bought, and paid for our 50 apartment units. So, my dear friends, when you buy properties, cash flow is the holy grail to apartment investing. So, let us go, physicians. Well, cannot wait. Let's go.